Hello, hello. Hi, Ma. Sorry I'm late. Just a couple minutes late. How you doing? How you doing? I'm here. I'm here. How are you? So, this is stitch tutorial number 15. And today we're going to do an edge stitch and a three-dimensional flower stitch. One you can see I messed up royally, and the other one I only messed up a little bit. But I have it now. I have it. I have it now. So so we'll be able to do that shortly. I'm just gonna wait for a few people to show up. Hi. Hi, Ma. Hi, Ma. Hi, Stacy. And meow. Yeah, so today we're doing an edge stitch, which will help you with your appliques. And we're going to do a three-dimensional flower. You can see the two boo-boo mistakes I made here, but I have it down now, so I be good. I be doing just fine. I be chilling. I'm not frustrated anymore. So for this edge stitch, you're going to need some size 11 seed beads or larger. I'm using size 11 Miyuki seed beads right now because they seem to have a bit of a bigger, they're the same size bead, but the hole in the center seems to be a little bit bigger to accommodate a regular needle as opposed to having to stitch with a beading needle. Stitching with a beading needle is pretty long and it's difficult to stitch with. So I didn't want to do it like that. So I found some seed beads that would go over a regular sharp needle. This is very similar to a blanket stitch, but you do it a little bit backwards. You go counterclockwise. You add a bead and you wrap your thread counterclockwise. So let's get started. You come up from the back to the front, which I've already done, as you can see. You're going to take your needle and right close to your applique, you're going to pierce your fabric and come back up and pierce your applique. Now this is just a piece of felt, and I found that my needle, the thread was actually cutting right through the edge of the felt. So you want to make sure this is truly an applique piece where you have the edge of your fabric folded under that 1/4 of an inch or that 1/8 of an inch. Okay, once you have pierced your fabric and your applique, you take your tail thread and wrap it around your needle counterclockwise. So go under it I'll show you again. Your tail needle is coming out of your tail thread right here is coming out of your fabric. You're going to go over and under. You're kind of making a counterclockwise circle. And pull your thread through. So you can see that I should have used a different color thread. This purple on this purple, you can't see a dang nabbit thing, can you? You can't see a thing. So I'm going to cut this thread. I'm going to put this nice long piece of thread over there. And I'm going to get a pale yellow piece of thread. And perhaps against the purple and the pink, everyone will be able to see what the heck I'm doing. Because me and my matchy-matchy brain. All right. Make a knot at the end of the thread. And this is just thread. It's not floss. It's just thread. All right. So you're going to take it and you're going to come up from the back through your applique. Then I did it again. Dang nabbit. Hang on a second. I caught my fabric with my needle, the edge of my fabric, and that's not supposed to happen. All right. So you come up from the back to the front. You're going to pick up a bead, and then I'll show you again, only this time with a bead. You're going to pierce your fabric right close to your applique, right close to the edge of your applique. Okay. And you're going to pierce the fabric and then come right back up through the applique itself, right on the edge. You're then going to take your tail end and wrap over and under, or counterclockwise. Pull your thread through. And there's your bead, held in place with your edge stitch. And I'm going to do this several more times so you can see. I'll try to get, I'm like 1 inch away from my phone here. I don't know that I can get any closer. So pierce the fabric and the applique. Take your tail thread to the left, over and under, or counterclockwise. However, it's going to be easier for you to remember. Pull your thread through. Oh, I forgot to pick up the bead. Well, at least now you can see that the stitch has a little knot in it when you go around, and it holds the bead in place. creates a little knot, holds the bead in place. So that's what the stitch looks like without the bead. All right, let's try that again. I'm so professional. See, these are all things that are going to happen when you do these things. So, okay, we pick up a bead. And do this again. Pick up a bead. Pierce the fabric right close to the applique. And then pierce the applique itself right on the edge. The tail fabric to the left goes over and under, or counterclockwise, however it's going to be easier for you to remember. Just pull your thread through. The knot is created and your bead is held in place. Is that as clear as mud? Does everyone understand so far? Now, when you come to a point like a leaf, you actually want to pierce the point. You don't want to go over or skip the point because your point will be just hanging out, flapping in the wind, and you don't want that. You want your point to be tacked down as well. So, again, right close to the applique, you pierce your fabric and come right through the point on the applique. Pierce your fabric and come, there we go, right through the point of the applique. Except that, wait a minute, you want to add a bead first. So, add your bead and then do those steps that I just said. Your bead wants to flap in the wind. Did you wrap around your needle? You pierce the fabric, you pierce the point. Did you wrap around your needle? Take your tail end of your thread, wrap around your needle over and under, over and under. My nails are getting too long. Over and under or counterclockwise. Pull through and there. Your bead is held in place. Hello, Martini Rini. I am. I went too far. It's a tiny, the angle I have to hold and everything is awkward. So, but I managed to get it. Martini Rini, how you doing, honey girl? All right, so now we'll do it again. We'll grab a bead. We're going to pierce the fabric right close to the applique and then go right through the edge of the applique. Really, like a 1/16 of an inch. Wrap your thread around your needle, counterclockwise. Oops, hey, come back here. Counterclockwise. Pull your thread through and your knot holds your bead in place. Yes, want an update. I definitely do. Yes, of course, and she did take a couple of biopsies, but she said otherwise she sees no worsening than 2 years ago, so keep doing what I'm doing. Another one in 2 years. Oh, Marty, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so pick up a bead. And stay on the Prilosec. Good idea. Pick up a bead. Pierce the fabric. Pierce the applique. Take the tail end from the fabric. Wrap around counterclockwise and pull. What a relief indeed. Oh, Marty! Please tell me that came out negative. Tomato sauce is very acidic. It's also highly inflammatory. I'll be right back. Hang on, kiddo. Mmm. Had to turn off my slow cooker. My chicken's done. Mmm. Okay. So, are we all set on the edge stitch with a bead? To finish off, to finish off, we just go down right close to where the knot is, to the back, tie a knot, and we're done. No suspicious pulmonary nodules. Calcified scars from previous pneumonia, but not suspicious. The slight murmur, but no worse. Spleen and liver are okay. Very mild arterial calcification consistent with age. That sounds great, Marty. So overall was negative. That sounds great. Marty, that's awesome. I'm so happy. And your mammogram was negative. Yay! Osteopenia. That's what I have. That's great, Marty. Woohoo! Hoorah! I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Yeah. How's your blood pressure? Is it equaling out now? Are you still feeling shaky on the meds? Happy puppy wriggle butt dance. Hmm. Well, they got all the major stuff out of the way, so now they can start looking at little things that maybe they can fix to make you feel better. All the dangerous, big, crappy stuff is all negative, so that's awesome. That's awesome. Allergies and asthma and fibromyalgia and full body arthritis and hypothyroidism and my age in a nutshell. Oh, asthma and fibromyalgia and arthritis. That's just any one of those alone would make somebody feel like crap. And you've got all four of them. 5 of them. Yep, that's right. That's right. We still crafting. I'm still teaching. I'm out here doing stuff. And so are you, Marty. You're out here making us all laugh and giggle and be happy and crafting. And Stacy's a mess, and she's out here doing her channel for 4 or 5 hours at a time. And she's crafting. We're all doing our thing, and we're all still crafting. Okay, so now we do this really cool flower. And to do this really cool flower, you need something really thin and round, like a straw. But I don't have a straw. But I have this little cutting thing here. And it's very narrow, so this is the one that I had the most trouble with. But I finally got it down. So what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to draw a line, and draw another line, and another line. But I'm not going to draw the flower. And you'll see why in a minute. So this is our line. This is where we would do our stem stitches in green or maroon, depending on the flower. I think these would be in a deep green. And then you cut your thread, your floss, your embroidery floss. We're back to embroidery floss now. Ta-da! Embroidery floss, light pink. Very pale pastel pink. And we're back to a number 24 chenille needle. And we're going to do 2 colors. Ooh, what? Uh-huh. 124 over 70. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Yes, there's paintbrushes too, but you need something thin without being tiny. So that's why I said a straw, but I didn't have a straw this small. All my straws are really big straws. So I had this because my paintbrushes would have been a little too small. So like the size of a pencil or a little bit smaller, the size of a no, not a McDonald's straw. Those are too big. Let's see here. There we go. We have a thin pen. The size of a thin pen would be all right. Right, it doesn't taper. You do not taper. Right. Or see, I got a thin marker here. This is still just a little bit smaller, so I chose this. But yeah, so you know, pencil, thin marker, cutting blade. Sharpie is too big. Sharpie is just too big. Okay, so first we're going to take all 6 threads, thread our needle, knot it, wherever you want your flower to begin is where you're going to make your first loop at. So you can see this is the base of the flower. The tip of the flower is going to be out here. So we want to make our loop where we want the tip of the flower to be. So we're going to come up from the back, roll the pen over till you can see that stitch again. Can you see that stitch? See that stitch again? You're going to come down right next to it. Not in it, but right next to it. Yeah, I realize that. Okay. Now, you're going to roll your tube in the opposite direction, and right where that stitch is, you're going to come up just above it. Can you see where my needle is? There's a shadow there, I know, but can you see where my needle is? Just above that stitch. And then you're going to roll your needle to the opposite side. See where the stitch is? You're going to go just above it. And you're going to go back down. And since only the tip of this flower is light pink, that's it. That's all we're going to do is those 2 loops. We're going to go to the back. Leave your pen right where it is. Leave it right in place. We're going to go to the back, pull tight, and make a knot. Just like you always do. Just like I taught you. Just like you always do. Make a loop, come from the back, pull tight. That's it. Cut it. Now, let's start the rest of the flower. You're going to make a lot of loops. And this is pretty much a thread eater because of the loops. So you want your thread to be arm's length, maybe not even quite arm's length. You're going to use, again, all 6 threads. You do see, Ma. You're going to see all 6 threads. See them? See them? You're going to go right through your needle. You can make a knot at the end so it doesn't come back out. And flip your work back over. And see where your last stitch was? You're going to come up just above it and start it, whoops, just above it and start again with your darker color. Turn it till you see the stitch, come up next to it and above it. There she is. Hi, Mom. Okay, so now you're going to roll it again to the left. See where your stitch was? You're going to come just above it. Just above it, right next to it, just above it. And you're going to continue doing that for about 6 or 7 loops. You keep rocking back and forth so that you can see your stitch and come right close to it. Let me get under the camera. You rock to the left. Make your stitch. Come on. Rock to the right. Rock to the right. Make your stitch. Make your loop. Rock to the left. Right next to it, above it. Ah, that was what I had to discover. It was driving me insane because you're not just, hold on a second, let me come back up and I'll show you something. Because you're not just taking it and wrapping it like this. Whoops, you didn't even see that. Let's try that again. Because you're taking it and not just wrapping it like this, it actually is substantially being held in place by a stitch. And then when you get to the end, you put a stay stitch in. Particulates from the many wildfires around have been causing a bunch of problems for allergies and asthmatics. We'll get to the stay stitch in a minute. Hold on. And down. I figured you saw that. Okay, whoops. No, I just need to get my chair a little bit closer. I think that's what I need to do because my chair is way out over here. And the line is right there. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay, let's just say, okay, keep your pencil in place. Keep whatever, your straw, your pencil, whatever it is you're using, keep it in place. Turn your work over and make a knot. Do not cut your thread, but make a knot. This knot is what prevents all your loops from pulling tight. You were, huh? Don't cut it. I almost cut it. Don't cut it. Now, this is the fun part. It's the scary part, but it's the fun part. You take your pencil out carefully and look at all the pretty loops you have. Oops, I've got one that's off. Oh well, I wasn't careful. Okay, you're going to come up from the back. Okay, I got it. You're going to come up from the back, right there in the middle. Right there in the middle. Going to come up from the back. Go through your loops. And now you're going to pull backwards. And look at that. You have a flower. Now go down. To the back. Pull tight. And if you see one side's a little bit shorter than the other, pull it. Just pull it. Ta-da! And you have a little three-dimensional flower. Isn't that the cutest little thing? Then you just turn it over and make a knot. And this time you do cut your thread. Just go through, make a knot, go through, make a knot. And there it is. Now, was that clear as mud? You need me to do it again? I got a few minutes. Just keep swimming. Yeah. And see? And then I just make a stem stitch. And then you make your next flower up a little higher and you make your stem stitch in green. Then you make your next flower up a little higher. You make your stem stitch in green. And then you make your little applique leaf on this side. You probably want to make 2 of them on that side. One more flower? Okay, I can do one more flower. Where, oh where did my pink thread go? There it is. There's my pink thread. I can make one more flower. I'm going to thread my needle and put a knot. See, if I don't say put a knot out loud, then I forget to put a knot and it goes right through. Take my pen, figure out where to place it, and the back's going to be there, so the front's going to be about right there. About right there. And you can catch it. Do another. And make a stem. Make a stem! You know how to do a stem stitch. Do opposite color. Do opposite color, but that won't look good on my flower. All right, this is just a practice one anyway. Do opposite color. All right, we'll do opposite color. We do opposite. I can do opposite. I really got to use my imagination. Okay, we do opposite color. We'll do, put a knot. We'll do dark and then light. So we need to see it. Okay, so come And the point is going to be about right there. Pull through, roll the pin until you see it, until you see the stitch. Can you see it? You can see that little doot right there. You see the stitch? And then you go right next to it, right next to it. Pull tight. Roll to the left. You can see your stitch. Go just above it, like one thread, 1 or 2 threads above it. Fabric threads. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. I can't see because I'm looking through the camera. Hang on a second. Okay. So there's my needle right there, right next to it. Dark pink first, then light pink. That's what I'm doing. Dark pink first. So 1. Now I'm going to roll in the opposite direction. I'm just going to roll with it. Roll in the opposite direction till you see the stitch. See the stitch? You can see that stitch? See the stitch? Go just above it to the back. And come on, stay where I put you. Hey, stay where I put you. There we go. Pull tight. You've made your 2. You've made the point of your flower. Now I'm going to make a knot. Ah! I don't know why I have such a hard time making a knot on this one. Okay, so I'm going to make a knot. And this I am going to cut. Flip my work back over. And there is the first 2 loops. Now I'm going to take the light pink. There's already a knot on that end. Okay, I'm going to thread my needle. I already made the knot. Again, I'm using all 6 strands of floss. You know, a lot of people ask me that. And I think it's because when I was a kid, the only language I knew up until I was 5 years old was French. My grandparents were immigrants from Canada. And not my grandparents, my great-grandparents were immigrants from Canada. And they moved to what was known as Little Canada in Lewiston. They had their children. My grandmother married a Frenchman. They had their children, and they were all French. And then my mother and her siblings married out. And like I said, up until I was 5 years old, all I spoke was French. So I sound more like I have a French accent, Canadian Canuck French accent, more than a down east Maine accent. And that's why I don't sound like I'm from Maine, even though I was born and raised in Maine. I've had some people ask me if I'm from Texas because they thought I had a southern drawl. Okay, now let's finish off. How much time do I have? Oh, I got plenty of time. So now we're going to come from the back. I'm going to come roll my straw the other way till I see the stitch. Go down right next to it. Right. And I don't remember any of my French. I don't remember any of my friends. I think I know like 7 words and all 12 swear words in French. I sound like standard American. You ought to hear me once I've been around my aunt for a little while. I have the French accent and it comes out real strong there when I'm with my aunt, and I don't speak the French words, but I get the French accent and and I do all the slang French talk here, there, and she was over here, there, and she went over there, and she threw me down the stairs my wallet, and so let's see. I'm gonna keep going. See, I don't think Jenren has an accent either. And I'm going to roll to the other side and come up. I roll to the other side. Make my loop. And I'm going to roll to the other side. And I'm going to come up. Oh, you got quite the heritage there. Well, that may be your heritage, but I bet you're 100% American. I don't think she does either. And one last one. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over while the straw is still there. And I'm going to, whoops, come on. Make a knot. Don't cut it. Don't cut it. That's right. Make a knot, but don't cut. I'm going to pull my straw out. Ooh, look at the pretty row of coils of loopies. I'm going to come up at the back, right in the middle, right where the stitches are. I'm going to go through the loops. And I'm going to pull the stitches back. Pull that back. Pull it down tight. Ta-da! Oh yeah, that looks pretty too. %, mud. And there we go. And I have just enough thread to make a knot. Urgh. Come on, make a knot. Good enough. And there's the flower. Also pretty flower. Voila! The reason I did it with the light pink first and then the dark pink in the back is because it reminded me of a bleeding heart flower. But I like it this way too. I like that little stripey right there. That's kind of cool. C'est très belle. Oh, I know what that means. En español es muy bonita. Now the stem, Marty, you know how to do a stem stitch. All right, let me get my green thread. Okay. And my needle. Thread my needle. Make a knot. You need to see the stem. Okay. And make a stem. I'm going to start from the end of the flower and I'm going to flip you out because the first thing I'm going to do is make the green leaf of the flower with a detached chain stitch. Comme ça. Et puis comme ça. There. Now the flower has leaves. And now I'm going to do the stem stitch. The stem, s'il vous plaît. Please. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. N'a pas de quoi. It's nothing. You're welcome. Halloween. Oh, yeah. The H's are gone. And the TH's are D's. or T. No, the THs become TRs. Tree. And TRs and Ds. There, over there. So there is the stem stitch for the stem. I made this for Halloween. Halloween. I made this for Halloween. Thrift stores, yes. 1, 2, 3. Oh, in French, mother is ma. That's what they used to call ma mère. It's supposed to be mère. La mère, the mother. La mère. But they called her ma. My mother and father are there. My mother and my father, they always go to the store. They buy hamburger and the buns. And they make the hamburg sandwich. And they put the moutarde and the ketchup. She was third in her class. The 33rd one. And it's not fifth, it's fit. The fifth one. The fifth one. The sixth one. The seventh one. Just a T. Seventh. The eighth one. The ninth one. Well, it's been an hour, ladies. H mostly. Oh, it totally disappears. It's not in a TH. It's not in an H. It's gone. I like this one too. Thank you so much. So I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. Bye, Ma. Bye, Marty. Meow, Stacy. Stacy, meow. Thanks for being my secretary earlier. I'm so glad you all joined me. I spend most of the hour on Reconnect. I spend most of the hour on Reconnect. On the reconnect me. Ma, she got it right there, her. Thanks. Okay, there. Bye for now. Meow there, me. Bye bye, everybody.